The dynamic duo came to play on Friday night.
That's right.
Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum having themselves a game against the Denver Nuggets. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Josue Pavon. I don't know whether or not it was the fact that it was Deuce's second birthday that made Tatum ball out.
That could have had a little something to do with it. That's
playing
true.
With a little extra juice, but him and Jaylen, their chemistry was on point on Friday night. There was a series there when Jaylen just absolutely threw down a hammer of a dunk off an assist from Jayson, and then Jayson
he flew.
hit a gnarly three right after, and they were just both so pumped up for each other.
Yeah.
How impressed with their chemistry have you been so far this season?
Very impressed. It's not very easy for young players, especially those two guys in the scenario that they're in, to complement each other the way they do, but they've done such a good job of doing that. I love that you just said that, because I actually tweeted out that Jayson Tatum had a better reaction to Jaylen Brown's dunk than Jaylen Brown, and then Jayson Tatum seconds later, the very next possession, he knocked a three-pointer, and Jaylen Brown is losing it as if he's the one that made it. You just love to see that. We all remember what happened last year, so of course, to see that kind of chemistry, to see that camaraderie, to see them come together is great. Jaylen Brown didn't have an easy year last year, having to figure out his role, and first he came off the bench. He was coming back from an injury. He had a really hard time, adjusting to his new role, but he eventually did. That's something that I think Jaylen Brown. I give a lot of credit to Jaylen for doing that, because a lot of players, they would have a tough time adjusting to their role. Now things are much easier this season with those two guys leading the ship.
And Kemba Walker said there's not many games he's played throughout his NBA career where he can score less than 20 and his team can still blow out their opponent. So
yeah, that's true.
Jason and Jaylen's success together is making everyone else on the team be able to relax into their game, be able to even have those younger guys not have to worry about the bench not being able to be super productive when you have these two young guys able to do it from all over the floor.
Right. I mean, guys are kicking it by the end of the fourth quarter. You had the rest of the bench guys in the game, everyone cheering on for each other. That's the kind of team that we've seen throughout the preseason, before heading into the regular season, and now here we are in December, and you still see that. Those two guys in particular means so much to this organization. Everyone just expects Jayson Tatum to get that contract extension. That's sort of something that's like a foregone conclusion for this team moving forward. But locking in Jaylen Brown, and I know again we talked about this the last time we were on camera. Jaylen Brown, I feel like it solidified his role on this team, what he means to this, not only this team but this organization moving forward. I think that really spoke a lot to him, and I think that's what's really sparked this level of focus. And for them to do what they did against a team like the Denver Nuggets, I mean, we just want to see them keep this up. And of course, Kemba Walker's just there, just in case he needs to come in that fourth quarter. But of course, they didn't really need him. They took care of business.
And I do want to quickly mention, Tatum's being blitzed for probably the first time in his career. How do you think he's responded to that? Kemba Walker obviously giving him a little bit of advice, since he's seen a lot of that throughout his career. But how do you think Tatum's kind of using that to his advantage and playing well through it?
I think the way he's playing defenders has been the most impressive. Once he gets that first step, and I think a lot of that has to do with they're having trouble, or not just the Nuggets, but opposing defenses are having trouble they know they have to close out on Kemba Walker. They know what he is from behind the arc. They know they have to close out on Jayson Tatum. That sort of eases things for Jaylen. He can get that first step down, and once he gets that, we saw him throughout the game. Once he gets that first step, he's gone, and we've seen him outrun opposing defenses in the fast break. And once he gets going, it's really contagious between him and his teammates for sure.
This Garden Report is brought to you by HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Get easy seasonal ingredients delivered straight to your door. For $80 off, go to HelloFresh.com/CLNS80 and enter code CLNS80. That is HelloFresh.com/CLNS80 and enter code CLNS80. For all of our Celtics coverage, head to our website at CLNSmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.